So you mean say no change? It doesn't look like that still.
The Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness has given himself a salary increase that is on par with the British Prime Minister's salary Rishi Sunak. The basic annual salary of a Member of Parliament in the House of Commons is £86,584 as of April 2023. In addition, MPs are able to claim allowances to cover the costs of running an office and employing staff, and maintaining a constituency residence or a residence in London. The salary claimed by the British Prime Minister in 2021 was £157,372. The Prime Minister of Jamaica Andrew Holness' salary has jumped by approximately 214%, with his gross pay moving from $9.1 million in 2021 to $28.6 million. Which is equivalent to £149,175. The UK has the 6th largest economy in the world. Jamaica is the 130th largest economy in the world, with a total of 195 countries. So how is it possible that the Prime Minister of Jamaica Andrew Holness' salary is £10,000 less than the British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, who has the 6th largest economy in the world? The argument given is that increasing salary pay for politicians helps to attract better talent and retain professionals. However, in practice, this can lead to other problems such as social inequality and unfairness. While politicians give themselves a salary hike, other public servants like teachers, doctors, and healthcare workers do not receive such benefits. This is extremely unfair and insensitive during times of economic downturn. Increase in salary pay can lead to a misuse of public resources and funds. Instead of utilizing public resources effectively, politicians are tending to use that money for their personal benefits and expenses. Jamaican politicians better be careful. People shouldn't be afraid of their government. Governments should be afraid of their people.
What a message. You hear that about the peer? Put the peer with the British Prime Minister. They put the peer with, hey, watch a man. People, you don't understand where you're going, you know. You don't understand what is going on. You don't understand what is going on. We can't say too much time. This is Mutabaruka. We want to present to you a wholesome kind of level of consciousness right now. So, subscribe and tell your friend them. This is Mutabaruka. If you hear the Prime Minister talk, him said them sit down and meticulously use scientific reason how them come to this understanding. But when you get it, the scientific reason what them use is based upon of the European perception of what is what and what is not taking into consideration the cultural background of the Jamaican people. So most of them people there, what you say, around the country, including the preacher them, because we not take them out, including the preacher them. The preacher them have a European perspective of spirituality that don't define the people who them talking to, because them still recognize deep in them soul, them still recognize how the Romans gave them Christianity. The Romans gave the West Christianity, and from that time until now, we have been perpetually at war with ourselves as it relates to our spiritual consciousness and our awakening to self. And that is what we say. The preacher and the politician is the two main enemy of black people. Because the politician them now, imagine them sit down in a corner with them whosoever, who them experts, and them come out with a plan, say, look here, we're going to give we that ways, and we're going to link it to that. We're going to give Governor General that ways, and we're going to link it to that. All of these things, yet still, the masses of the people can't see how them come to that. Them people, you know, them come to the conclusion because them basing up off the European way. The Europeans did not have our interest at heart when they brought you from Africa to come over here, so. And most of the laws that is laid down, that these guys is following, was laid down by the slave master. So how you going to use the slave master way to free and liberate the slave them? It can't work. We have to study the cultural, spiritual manifestation of the African people that was brought here. But them don't want to study that because everything where African them say a devil thing. Just like the Christian parts of them. Them not business or which part Christianity come from as long as them have the blood of Jesus. And that not working right now. Not working at all. Because them see one of your ball out. Them see one of your ball out. You them talk about the leaders of the world, the leaders of the country is what the people them put there. Look here. Logically, we can look on them logics. And if we're well educated in them things, like if we have road scholar, or we are very versed in the Bible on a certain level, we can use for them logics. But out for them logics is not defining the people them who is now it's spread over. We don't have a African perspective. How the Africans used to look at things before the European got there. The Africans them was existing thousands of years before white people landed in Africa. Thousands of years before white people landed in Africa. The Africans them was having a system of government, as a spiritual practice, and all the other things them that make life meaningful for human beings to exist. And when them come, it's a different thing. These Europeans come with a different thing. So we go by the books. We have a written constitution. Britain don't have a written constitution. Them have a constitution we write them, but them give we one. And all the things in that constitution is logically explained. And if you go to law school and you learn law, you learn law according to what the Europeans say it's supposed to be. And the logic that them use to acquit a man or find him guilty or anything is logical based upon European logics. You don't say it's not a go on. So when some little guys now sit down and study politics, they think they must study African ways. You think, say, them politicians that will sit down in a parliament, you think them sit down and study Africa before Europeans? You think them sit down and study that? Africa before the Arabs? And we Rasta come make them and know say Africa did exist before them. And we come make the black people them in Jamaica know say, look here, black people did exist long before white people go there, you know, and we did live quite contented over there. At least better than all it is right now. We did have land, we did have food, except when drought and famine take the place. We did have family. We did have family. Where right now is becoming obsolete. Obsolete. And we still in our society now, I try to find ourselves through like a needle in a haystack. Like a needle in a haystack. You ever hear that saying that yet? And we as African people, everything we come to as African, we see it as terrible and bad. And when European give it, them claim say, that is how you're supposed to do things. That is how you're supposed to do things. Who said that? Who said that? Who give us the Constitution? Who come with the stories in the Bible? It's the same people them who bring our ancestors come here so and turn them into some horse and mule and all them something there. So how we can't see that? How we can't see that? How we can't see say Hundreds of years past now, 500 years past, I was still there at the same big. You know, you hear me slow saying. You know, you hear me slow talk about. Sun a shine, but things not right. Rain a fall, but not it tough. Pot a cook, but food not enough. Oh, we still have them things there. Oh, them things that don't sound like a old thing. And then you hear Bob Marley sang them. Bob Marley dead 40 years ago, I saw. And when Bob Marley sang them a play, it sound like a no Bob Marley. When Peter Chacha sing, you can't blame the youth. It sound like a them youth we are talking about. I don't know them youth Bob Marley are talking about. When Peter Chacha sing, it a meme did attack. When you can't blame the youth. A meme did talk about, because I was a youth when they sing that. But now, youth come have youth and youth come have youth and the song still make relevant. They don't see there's something wrong. Who don't see there's something wrong? How can a people be so blind that them can't see? Look how much ones come. Look how much one comes upon the earth. And Marcus Garvey come. Malcolm X come. I mean, I can't everybody name the whole of them. Sam Sharp come over there, so. Paul Ball come over there, so. Taki come over there, so. Three Finger Jack come over there, so. Wamba Bola come over there, so. And all of these people fight and struggle for liberate we as people. But we're still going in the European way of looking upon things. Still going in a way, European ways. We shape the perspective based upon a European so-called logics. In other words, when we want to dress up, we dress up according to the European, how you're supposed to dress, what you're supposed to wear, when you're supposed to wear that. That is how Europeans react to certain things, and we now fall into that category. You know, see, when you go to church, you're supposed to pray a certain way. So, yeah, someone I talk about every eve, every day, him need long and pray. Lie him a tell. Him grow up, come here, people, I say that. Me a whole man I sing, say, boy, him pray every day, say, kneel long and pray every day. It's lying telling. It's him grandmother, him era say that. And him mother say, must kneel long and pray. A whole man no kneel long and no pray. Nobody now kneel long and pray again. Unless you go to Roman Catholic Church and you go take communion. Or you go to Baptist Church and go take the wine. Then always still in the order of them something there. You know, so say the thing now work. Something now work. Always so blind, Rasta. You know, so say the man tricky. And the woman trick with you. I know the man trick with the woman trick with you. Yes. I mean, I said, but wait, what is? And when you talk them, you hear, say, why Muta don't like white people, Muta do this one. Look here, I do have an ounce of hate in my bone. I do have an ounce of hate. You'll never know that. I do have an ounce of hate in me. I don't know what it is to eat. I know what it is to fight for a people and myself who is domiciled in them thinking on an island called white supremacy. And we have a set of slave who have a coat and tie and jacket and sit in the Queen's house. Them call it Parliament. And go in the preachers' building and call it church. And then perpetuate the same lie against the people them. Everywhere you turn, the preacher was supposed to tell you the truth, he might tell you a lie. The politician over there is supposed to run the country, he might tell you a lie too. The parent, the family structure broke down. Man a turn woman, woman a turn man, everything I get mixed up. Everything I get mixed up. We don't know them something there. We never know them something there. And when we fight against it here, so why we must keep up with the times. That is what I must say. The biggest scam. Them scam way. Because everywhere you go, you have a Bible. I'll tell them. You took out the drawer, you see a Bible in there. You see a Bible in the hotel. Where you want Bible in a hotel for? Because them are perpetuate them thinking. You know, this is the cutting edge and
The Black Radar YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button and keep listening.
yeah. Talking of USA, you know that according to them now, them saying New York is sinking. Yeah, them say New York is sinking. Like Venice. You know, Venice, for those of us who are artists and go all over the place, Venice is a city where it's water. In other words, now, when you take a boat to go shop, and people not understand what I say, but it's true, I say because I go there. When you go shop in the town, you take a boat and you sail to the different shops. And when you reach a shop, you come out of the boat and go in the store, shop, buy your things, and you have to go back on the boat. There's no road there to walk on. The only place you can walk on is in the shop them. Because the city sink. So the water rise up. So all the road them is water. All the road them is water. It's a place named Venice. You go there, the restaurant them, all them places, you have to take boat, go to the restaurant. Yes, well, them say New York is sinking, them say 2 to 4 millimeter per year. It's not much that, but it has sink. So we don't know if little more you're going to need water, boats, or worse, boat for traveling to Manhattan. I know that now got happen in my lifetime, yeah. But if they keep doing what they do, and I build all them big buildings there and thing, it's going to reach a level. And even downtown, I know, even downtown, you see them have to put barrier now for the water level don't rise up. Because, hey, I can tell you something. I'm going to say this and then go take the ad them. You see, if you're there beach and you see the water recede, when we say recede, it can move away from the beach, come out of the water and go home. I'm telling you that. Because as sure as fate, tsunami there around the corner. Cutting edge. So, I don't know how much people know a man them called Alexander Dumas. Alexander Dumas was a writer who come from IT, and he was in Europe, and he write some famous books. One of the most one was The Three Musketeers. Yes, it's a black man write those things, write them book there. And why may I mention that? May I mention, say, when him write it and then put it in a movie, you actually believe, say, what a go on, it really go on in a history. In other words, it come like a historical thing when Alexander Dumas write about the things them where him write about. The man in the Iron Mask and Count of Monte Cristo. And even though they might come off real people, because sometimes a man write something and him take the hero off of some people who live in, but him kind of boost it up and make him become a hero in the story. Now, nobody wants to believe that Batman was a real man, or Superman was a real man. The stupidity of the Superman hero is that him work on newspaper as Clark Kent and then him work as Superman. The problem with it is that you see him face, but the only reason why you don't know, say, him is Superman in the newspaper is because him have glasses. How the hell, how a man go see a man face, right? And then he put on glasses and you don't recognize him. I can't, when I youth, I couldn't wrap my head around that the man is not like Batman with have on mask. You know, see, this man do have on no man have on glasses. And nobody knows him is Superman anyway. That's not the story I want to say. The story is this. That nobody believes that Superman exists. Nobody believe that the Joker, who's a nemesis to Batman, exists, or the Penguin exists. But we read those things in comic books, and them set it in real places. In other words, you can't go to the places where these stories are put into. The writer never imagined the place. He imagined the person, the hero in the story. But he never imagined the place. Then tell me something. You know, she said that go on with the Bible. You know, she said the man them imagine a whole heap of things and put it in a geographical location and make we believe, say, the things them where them write about is real. When it all come from them head and from them mind, like Alexander Dumas, who has come from Haiti, live in Europe, and write some of the most famous European stories, novels, that people never, maybe I say it, not nobody, people never even know he was a black man. Alexander Dumas, if you want, go Google it. My mother don't tell me them things for a long time, from your pick me. Alexander Dumas was a black man. And him write some things that is not necessarily history. But the heroes in there is fiction. Just like the heroes in the Marvel comic them. And so now them are bring them to the screen now. Then you know, don't say, a whole heap of the people them in that book that them call the Bible is fictionary people coming out of Europeans' brains in a Turkey and in a Syria where them did live. The people them who create the story. The Romans them who did down there in a Turkey and the Syria, them control them places. Them write the story about fictionary people in a historical place where really did there. When you hear about Brother Nancy from the Asante is the people them. It's think up them thing they don't have no spider we attack to people. And spider trick people. Trick Brother Lion and Brother Tiger and them something. It's fiction. So all black people take white people fiction and it becomes for them reality. Answer me that. All black people take white people fiction and make it become for them reality. But when we talk about our African fiction, our mythology, white people know it's not real. White people know it's a whole heap of the things that we are talking about is not real. But it is a way to put the African them in line, keep them in line with them cultural expression. And when white people are studied, them study it away there. When them go to Egypt and Ethiopia and Ghana and all them places, Zimbabwe, and them see all of these things and these rituals are going. Them know say it's not real. Them know say it dead to keep a people culturally together, a nation together. But them don't believe it. Them just see it as it is. Them just see it as it is. Now we come and we take for them things. We not study it based up half for them things. We study it and say our thing. Madness. Total madness. We talk about Alexander Dumas, who are Asian who live in Europe and write some serious novel about some people in them head and put them in a real places. White people see that as a great novelist. Right? Okay. And they make him book them in a movie. Three Musketeers, and also them are develop on it too. Like James Bond. You know, Ian Fleming write about James Bond, and when Ian Fleming dead, them still make James Bond movie. And them put him in a Jamaica too. Them put James Bond in a Jamaica, them put him everywhere in the world. The other day, them put him back in a Jamaica in a Portland. Nobody believes that there's a James Bond. And even if there was a man named James Bond, he wasn't the man where we say in the movies. And white people know that. White people know that. Just like we just talk about how them put Superman and Batman are places where you can identify the place, you know so that place exists. But the man is fictional. I have put it to you that a whole heap of the things are written in the Bible, even though geographically them can show you the location, but the people them who them put there is fictional. It don't have nothing to do with a real person. And a whole heap of people know that too. But me talking this now, it sound like, oh, why Muta, you're dangerous, you know, where you get them things from. But me get it from if you think about it. Just think about it.
I think there are two ways in which people are controlled. First of all, frighten people, and secondly, demoralize them. An educated, healthy, and confident nation is harder to govern. And I think there's an element in the thinking of some people. We don't want people to be educated, healthy, and confident because they would get out of control. The top 1% of the world's population own 80% of the world's wealth. It's incredible that people put up with it. They're poor, they're demoralized, they're frightened, and therefore they think perhaps the safest thing to do is take orders and hope for the best.
A serious thing, demoralized. That is who we are, demoralized.
Do you want to know what is a scam? A scam is having the Bible translated into Swahili, Yoruba, Igbo, Zulu, and every other African language, but having 0 scientific books translated into a single African language. That is a conspiracy. That is a trap, and that's a scam. Someone who can be scammed with the same trick over and over again for decades upon decades is considered a fool, and their gullibility and lack of critical thinking make them willing participants in their own destruction. I have walked into different libraries, and I have seen university science books translated into Chinese, Russian, Portuguese, Arabic, and so forth. I have seen Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill translated into French. I have seen the Japanese version of A Man's Search for Meaning. I have seen the Spanish version of Alchemist. I have seen the Arabic version of The Art of War. All these books, I have seen them in various languages, but none in any African language. An African child is sent to Arabic school just to learn Arabic, so that he can read the word of her supposed creator, while the Arab prays and learn in their own language. African child learns and pray in other languages. You will find churches in Africa where the English became preacher would have a native translator next to them doing the translation. Here's where the scam comes. And you will never find a school in Africa where the teacher will have a translator next to them to translate chemistry, physics, mathematics, geography, economics to the students. I have seen many science books translate into various languages, but none in any African language. The Chinese are taught mathematics in Chinese. The Japanese are taught engineering in Japanese. They are all taught finance, chemistry, astrophysics, accounting, medicine, geology, government in their languages. The only book that Africans have had in their languages is the Bible and Quran. The only time Africans have something translated them to in their language is in a church and mosque. The black African wretched of the earth is the only member of the human race who has been brainwashed to think that his ancestors bequeathed him with a curse that has prevented home from attaining his goal and desires. Almost every misfortune he encounters on earth is the fault of some ancestors who must be bound and cast in the fire of the Holy Ghost. The white people don't have terrible ancestors. The Arab that enslaved Africans for 700 years don't have wicked ancestors. No member of human's race has wicked ancestors who have done terrible things. No, it's only the black Africans. Black Africans are the only member of human race that will sit down, write a movie script to mock or belittle his or her heritage, In Western world, Xmas is the biggest festival. Christmas stemmed from both the Roman paganism and Roman cultures. The biggest festival in Arab world is Eid al-Fitr. The biggest festival in Israel is Pesach. The biggest festival in China is Spring Festival. Festival of Light is the biggest festival in India. Black people are probably the only human species on planet Earth that helps other races celebrate their own festivals, but nobody celebrates theirs with them. They generally believe their own ways are inferior. Therefore, it's hard for them to evolve the beautiful things their ancestors left. He belittled the ancestors who gave him life. The continent is the only continent where Christianity and Islam concept of a God is shared equally. Even though both preach peace and love, yet there is no peace and love. When an African man is not praying to a foreign god, he will be treating himself in a foreign hospital, or visiting another man's country for religious purposes, or praying to his own creator in Arabic. He calls another man's history holy book, just because they told him to ask him, what is holy about the book? It's an abomination for him to see the world through his own culture. Slaves weren't allowed to do that. He steals money from his land to keep in a foreign land. His God and his country was created for him. No wonder nobody respects him. The black man is roaming around the world like a tortoise without a shell. He has no backbone, zero identity. No one respect him. He is lynched in Malaysia, incarcerated in Cambodia. He is shot like a dog in the streets of America. Not until we all free our minds from mental slavery, we will be wretched of the world.
Yeah,
Muta.
Yeah, blessed man.
Blessed evening, man. I mean, greeting.
You have to talk louder.
Oh, you not hear me?
Let me hear you now.
I say greetings, man.
Yeah, man, I hear you at that time. Eh?
Yeah, I tell you, so the reasoning always beneficial, you know? Yeah, man. And, yeah, me hear the virgin before, I must say. I'm a open eye to certain things, too. You know, I just say, I read the program, you know?
Yeah, when you open your eye to a while ago?
Yeah, man. Eh?
Where you say open your eye to? Oh, you mean the tape, let me just play the clip?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I think I call I that talk.
Yeah, the clip. No, man. The clip where you just play.
When open your eye to? Tell me where it mean to you, where the clip mean to you. When say why it open your eye?
What the man say, they want to book them translate. I feel them.
In Africa there. Yeah, in Africa. Them only in English and Arabic.
Yeah.
But when it come on to education like maths and science and things.
Finance.
Yeah, that not translated at all.
Yeah, man, finance important too.
Yeah.
That's what they want to talk about.
Yeah, them not translate that. You have to just washing of the blood and continue washing in the blood.
That can't work.
No, so it not work. They don't say it not work.
Not work.
If you keep doing the same thing the same way all the while, you're going to get the same result.
Right.
So it not work. It definitely not working.
Not working.
Yeah.
Hey, you see that news there about the virgin there in Israel who then lock up because in there pray for the queen.
You gonna pray for the queen, eh?
Yeah, you must pray for the queen get into heaven.
Oh yeah? Let me lock him up for. Because I'm a prayer?
Yeah,
Or because who am I pray for?
For the queen get into in pray for the queen. But I try to call her from one time then.
No, I never hear about it.
Yeah, from that time I try to show it to you.
Mm.
And I tell the man pray forget the queen in heaven. And then lock him up. Did you hear that one?
No, that's not supposed to be hearing. It's for the door.
Yeah, in there the prayer wall. And then lock him up.
Oh, in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Mm. It's a weird thing about the wall then, you know, say, any time of day you go there, you see a whole heap of people bow down in front of it and shake, them head a shake. Them a move them body towards the wall, back from the wall, towards the wall. Same in Ethiopia top on the church. The poor people, you know, don't have nowhere to live, you know. Them sit down at the wall and a pray and a move. Them just a move. Left, like forward, backward.
Yeah.
Kneel long there, yeah.
Yeah, meditation, I mean, man.
Yeah. Trans, them a try get in now.
Oh.
Yeah, man, all them things that go on, you know the way they sing about it. All right. You see how black people go on about Obia and cuss about Obia because them say Obia this and Obia that. And when Christianity do this and Christianity do that, nobody no cuss Christianity and say Christianity do this and do that, you know. When a man, when you talk against Christianity, a man I say, I know every Christian say so. A man kill. The man say, yeah, the man say, you know, you have some people that say, yeah, but that are some Christian, the people them who that are not Christian. Then all the people them who you talk about are Obia, or you claim to them are Obia, man. Them do something terrible and you say, that's why I can't take Obia, you know, Obia this and Obia that. Yet still, the man who talk about Jesus continuously and do some wicked things. Nobody now lick against Christianity, they man lick against the man.
Man, right.
So why when a man say my Obia man, I hear him do certain things. Why you not against him and stop talking about Obia this and Obia that?
Understanding, and understanding of that.
Them demonize us. Them demonize the things what we stand for. Demonize it. Demonize it, brethren.
I don't have no knowledge about that.
No knowledge. You don't have no knowledge. Right? You can't against something you don't understand it or not have no knowledge about it. You have to go find out about it.
I'm more than like a knowledge of fear,
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, give thanks, brethren.
One next question.
Yeah.
Me always hear you. Me never hear you touch upon that. Say if you ever get high, yeah.
If what?
If Muta ever get high.
Get high?
Yeah.
What do you mean high? Me high all the while.
You say you not smoke, so me I want to...
Then true me not get high, me not high? True me not smoke, me not high?
No, that me ask you.
No, but me always high. All you talk to me now, me well high, man. Me not go low, you know, high, me gone high. I don't know, high and high, said we high.
Yeah, but you know, most people when they smoke, they say get high, yeah.
Yeah, well, that are people, I don't smoke, so I still high. You know, what man not get high to smoke, what man get high when they eat food too. When them take poison. I am always high, man. I am not you, I have never been you, I have been always high.
When you talk about high as in...
Any eye you want to talk about are the same eye me I talk about.
Mine is not talk about.
Yeah. All right, Bridget.
Yeah, one more thing. Because some call him couldn't hear you.
How much time you say one more thing? You can't count.
Yeah, me that's a good funny.
All right, go on talk.
The last time I called you, I couldn't me travel. So me that try to set you say, who the white woman you do the song with? And the phone cut off to you.
Which white woman?
I can take it as disrespect.
No, which white woman?
No, you do a song with I'm gonna say light skin woman.
Yeah.
You see, one time I was see on YouTube, I think.
But you're not white woman.
Oh.
Then you suppose you see my wife.
Are your wife?
So no man, I say suppose you see my wife.
Yeah, me you say that thing there. No,
but anyway, me never everybody talk about that because me never. It's not a white woman. The woman when me do the song with what's her name there? So you see me, I forget her name to her thing.
Me think of the Enya. I know Enya.
No man, Enya was a foreign artist, man. A Manley she name.
Oh,
she married into the Manley.
Okay, Manley.
She married into Manley family.
Okay, me think of the Enya, you know.
No, Enya is a white woman from foreign do some kind of what they call meditation music. ENYA.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, she do some meditation music. What them call it New Age music.
Yes. When you think that's she, you know.
No man, I know she, man. A Jamaican woman, where you say the one where me know which one you talk, you know, I know. You tune name I know. Yeah man. I know. Name I know. Yeah, no, not a white woman that. All right?
Me I tell you, man. Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, blessed. Yeah. Nobody talk about another thing again, you know. Nobody talk about one more thing.
Yeah, one more question, man.
You better keep that question.
Back to Jerusalem one. Then call that the...
Yes, ill.
Yeah, blessed.
Blessed man.
Yeah, man.
We a long time we don't hear from you, man.
Yeah, because you don't know. Kind of busy on the road still, but...
Okay.
Still I preach it to the youth, them, you know.
Yeah, man, of course.
You know, wise them up, you know.
Mm.
But me I say, every time the man do something, them do something bigger.
Mm.
It's like a record, you know, like the man is a broke record.
You see, who can commit the worst crime?
Yeah, who can commit the worst crime and disrespect the people the worst.
Mm.
You know? You have to wonder about them too, you know. System here where around Jamaica. And you notice, you know about the Constitution thing again.
Well, them a work on it still, you know, but you know, see this take over everything. The pay thing must take over everything, you know.
Yeah.
And that's it now. When they work on, man, them still have people have town hall meeting and all them someday.
Yeah, for them town hall meeting. Because them a work on it for them way, you know. You know. But I don't know, but we can't stop push it in the youth them still, because the youth them we have to start it, you know. Because sometimes me I lecture some people and some big people, and when you look on the level of what them know, you say that's how the thing gone so bad. You know? Because most people, some people not even know what is Constitution.
And let me know from the other day, we send my producer go out the road to get a box pop. Constitution, president, executive president, and them thing there. She'll come back with nothing. She say, people don't know one name, so people don't want to talk because they don't understand about president and Constitution. They don't know nothing about it.
Yeah, because even that the protest there, you know, Emancipation Park, and when I ask some people, and you know, when I ask them, say, some PNP people did there and some other people, and when I ask all the PNP people, them say, you know, man, Bolin should have out there with a man, a protest about the fat salary and anything there. And they must say, no, Mark Bolin not supposed to open the card, and a Mark Bolin card it. So I say, if a man not lead from the front, I that me ask them, so where the leader go there? You know? And me just say the people them, I don't know if the people them get coward, you know, through the Kobe law with them that pass and lock them up on a ground, a bed and all them things and that thing. I don't know, but it's like most of the people them, Muta, when you ask them, say, what really are going on? You know, it's like them, you know, them stunt. I don't know if them not expect, say, like a government will have give themselves 300% raise. Or with them think. What the people really are think. The people them think, say, the government not dead for themselves, or the government them no want to benefit. And here's the problem now. When you look on the whole thing, Muta, you know, say, a 7th Prime Minister get the 28 million for the year.
Well, you know, him say him not bother with that again for himself. Him not bother with the 28 million for himself. Him not bother with it. So people are come out and say, not wrong for yourself. I do for the whole I know, them want to turn back. You know, you that part there?
Yeah, but although him say not bother with it, it gone through already. Because
no, but it can't stop. It can't stop. Them have the power to stop it. Them are going to them have power.
Minister.
Them have the power to stop it, man.
Them have the power to stop it, but we don't have the power to stop it. Because if the 9 days thing cool down, you know.
Well, we could say for 9 days, they're going to make it cool down.
We don't must hear nothing about it again.
Well, me not going to make them not must hear nothing again. We are going to keep saying it.
Yeah, because we have to keep pushing.
Me not stop saying it.
Because, watch me now. When you look on it, you know, sure a wife will get the same money. Siaga wife will get the same money. PG will get the same money. Bruce will get the same money. Portia will get the same money. And Andrew, if Andrew take film, I get the same money. Now, when you look on Jamaica are the second, the second poorest country, see, in the Caribbean, or in the West Indies, or in the CARICOM. And the world, when you look on Jamaica now, Jamaica 130. Jamaica got 130, right?
130 what?
130 economy. You have said Jamaica economy are 130. Like that's a US are number one. China are number two. Right? Japan are number three. Right, but if you check them richness are the GDP them, right? See? And Jamaica, the money, when you check it to the population, the money get the highest paid.
Then you ever play something? You ever play something pertaining to the British Prime Minister and him name? You never hear.
No, I never hear it coming up on the road.
You just come right till you see it. At 10 o'clock the program starting a Virgin. No tell you to on the road them time there.
Yeah, me up on the road.
No man, me play a tape a while ago where they make the comparison between oldness and the Prime Minister of England and the richness of England versus Jamaica and how it kind of way out for a man to take 300. As a matter of fact, film pay, the oldest pay is only like £52 less than the Prime Minister of England.
Yeah.
I got £52 about that less.
But me call some of my brethren seeing all over Africa and me ask the man them about all the razor pay go with Prime Minister and if a Prime Minister or a President if I put on 200 or 300% on them pay it. The man said, boy, that absurd. If that happen,
place burn down.
Maybe the place should have burned down.
Yeah, man, place should have burned down, man. Because
that look away. You know, so I don't know them man.
I don't understand how nobody not talk about the Governor General. $36 million.
So after the more turn the Governor General, see now some President.
No man, them can't turn the Governor General as some President.
Are the system?
No,
them will choose the man.
No, them can't choose the Governor General as a president.
No, them not choose him, but they must deal with the same system. They must choose a man. See? The same way. Because of the same system, they might try pushing on the people in the Constitution.
Yeah.
And that they might try to deal, you know. See? So, I mean, I was just choosing friend and friend get 30 million a year just to come talk to or just signing some minister and them thing there. You know? It's still a way, my general. I tell you, say, that's how we have to get. You see that Constitution thing, yeah? We have to go take it up serious, you know. Because it we have to go use it now and build some law to control them people, you know. We are trying to control we, you know. And I serve them people I serve with. I must say we have paid them, you know. Up to the madman pay tax, you know. Because the madman, if the madman beg your money and turn in a supermarket, and anything we buy we tax. See, or anywhere we go and buy, we pay tax. See, so we pay them, and we can't just make them. We have to get certain things together. The Constitution, Muta, we have to get it together. We can't just make them take it and deal with it like how they want to deal with it. and push down at least the same Bustamante and Norman man the thing from 62 come on back. I will go on again. So we have to instill this in the people. And most of the people are ignorant to our constitution. They don't know
Totally ignorant.
You see it. But yeah, mama, they have more time, you know. You see, more time is a man really. You see, my friend to the people not ready, you know. And you see,
you have to make them ready, you know.
Yeah.
Those of us who know what to do, just go and do it.
Yeah, so we just have to do more, some more ground, you know? Some more ground talk, I make like most people, I make them know what go on.
Yeah, man. They're not still the work, man.
Yeah. You know?
All right, we have to move, though.
Yeah, man. Anyway,
yeah, all right.
The reason we have this immigration problem, and I don't mean the one that Donald Trump defines as a problem or that others define as a problem on the far right who are reactionary, you know, Minutemen at the border. I'm talking about the reason we have a narrative problem around immigration and the reason we have such vitriol aimed at folks coming across the border. But keep in mind, only one border. Right? The Minutemen do not camp out in boats off the coast of Nova Scotia, shooting at those crafty Canadians as they sneak into our country to take advantage of our superior health care. They don't do that. It's just down there at that other border, which I beg to remind you is an artificial border created at the outcome of a war, which was a war of aggression started on false pretense by this country. Not what they taught us in 8th grade, but now that is what happened. So really, folks are coming home. Can I get an amen? People are coming home. All right. They're coming home. They're coming home. And their families were here a long time before the vast majority of ours, and yet we tell them that they don't belong. Very interesting. The reason this is even possible, though, is because of the narrative we've told about how we, and now I'm talking about those of us of European descent, because black folks know how they got here. Right? A lot of Asian folk know how they got here. A lot of folks were brought over, particularly Chinese folk, to work the railroads, didn't care how many of them died. Right? Indigenous folks know how they got here. Right? But white folks have told a fiction. Right? White folks' story has basically been this. Our people came for liberty and freedom. We came for principles like that. Those people are just coming for stuff. Right? That's what we say in so many words. We came for principles. They're coming for stuff. Let's clear this up. We did not come for liberty and freedom. And I know this because if we had come for liberty and freedom, we would have established liberty and freedom. And I don't just mean with regard to people of color, I mean each other. Like, white folks spent a lot of time in the colonies just trying to figure out who was the bigger witch, right? Like, we just would kill each other. You know, it wasn't like one big happy white family. It was just, you're not a good enough Christian? No, you're not a good enough Christian. No, you're not a good enough Christian? Now I'm going to drown you because you're a warlock. I mean, that was the kind of, like, in a nutshell, that was the colonial experience. So that was not Schoolhouse Rock, right? Yeah, right? So we didn't establish liberty and freedom even vis-a-vis one another. Let's be honest, we came for stuff. We came for stuff like opportunity, stuff like land, stuff like the ability to survive because things weren't working back home. Like, we need to be honest about, like, our people were the losers of Europe. And I don't mean that, I'm not trying to be judgmental or harsh, I'm just being honest. Like when Donald Trump says...
Oops. Serious reasoning. They make it feel like, say, them never come for stuff. Like the people them at the border, them are going to America for stuff. Because certain things are going on for them country. When them did come over there as white people, something are going on for them country. So them flee them country and come over there in America. The only problem with it is that them kill the Native American, them forget where them want, which is land. Nobody coming across the border to kill no white people. Nobody's coming across the border to kill white people. Them coming for claim to them going, them want to have a better life. That is what them coming for, it's not to kill white people. We're not killing nobody to take away them land. We talk about people them call colored and black people. Nobody's coming across the border to kill people and take away them land. And that is what the now present occupiers of America is doing. Killing people, to take with them land all over the place. Still killing people to take with them land. And that is really the story we must contend with. That is really the story we have to contend with.
The informative information presented in this video is motivational and is positively aimed at inspiring, educating and entertaining the viewers with the cutting edge of critical reasoning. If you enjoy the contents on the Black Radar YouTube channel, please consider subscribing to show your support.